My name's Darren Johnson. I am a member of the St. Joseph Parish here in Dryden. I'm also a member of the Northwest Catholic District School Board. I've served as both a vice principal and a classroom teacher, returning to the classroom in September. I am married, recently just in the church within the last month, and we were married 4 years ago on our own. We have 5 children. I have 2 biological children. Tara has 2 biological children as well. So together we have 4 children that are part of us, and then we also have fostered a child as well, who's a 17-year-old girl. So we are parents of 5 and proud members of our community. Not so much in the church. I've been commuting for the past 8 years. So for 3 hours a day, I've been in a vehicle driving from Dryden to Sioux Lookout and back. Involved in our school for sure, in terms of passing on the Catholic message to students on a daily basis. Not so much involved in the community in terms of, like, we go to church each Sunday, but we haven't been able to participate much beyond that. God is like a force, basically. It's something that binds people together. It is the creator of the universe. It is love. It is community. It's universal and accepting to everybody. To me, basically, it's all those things. Well, I look at faith as if it's a belief that if I act virtuous, that good things will happen for me. So for me, being faithful means that if I'm caring, if I'm respectful, if I love other people, fight for social justice, if I try to maintain human rights for people, fight for other people's human rights, if I am a member of our community, trying to pass the common good, that good things will happen for me. So faith for me is just a belief that if I live virtuously, good things will happen. To have faith, basically. I mean, everybody has their own cross to bear. I think my journey to Catholicism came out of a struggle. I had my father pass away. I changed a job, not really necessarily a job that I wanted to change, but I changed the job. My first marriage broke down. All these things were happening at the same time. And so I was questioning a lot of things, like, why is this happening to me? Kind of doing the why me. Basically, why me? Why me? Why is this happening to me? And then when my father passed away, I was also kind of looking at this going, is that it? Like, you take your last breath and that's it. And so I looked at it and said, you know what? What do I want to leave behind? What's my legacy going to be? Is it going to be that I'm just going to care about my job? That I'm just going to work all the time and hope to provide some kind of material means to people? Or does it mean that you are going to try to be a good person and be a good role model? While all those things were going on, it was a chance to reflect on the type of person that I wanted to be. So I looked at, what kind of parent do I want to be? What kind of husband do I want to be? When it comes to a teacher, like, what kind of role model for students do I want to be? And with the community, the sense of being in a community, and again, trying to figure this out, because I was baptized United. One day I just walked into this church, and my daughters have been going to Catholic school, but for one reason I decided to walk into this church, and I sat at the back pew, and I just sat and listened, and I reflected on what was going on, and then I came back again, and I came back again. And so the question was more for me, is like, I always had some kind of faith, but why did I choose the Catholic faith? And for me, it was, I think that I went through the RCIA program, and I think that first day where you're allowed to take communion and do the Eucharist, it felt different. It felt like I was actually, like it was actually in me. And to have that Eucharist on a weekly basis, to come into the church, to be fed, and then to go out and to try to spread God's word or just be a good person or to better your community, it meant something. So that sense of coming back weekly with your community members, taking the pledge basically, it's that you're going to go out for the rest of the week and you're going to do what you're asked to do, was meaningful to me.